Grow Your Occupancy podcast. This episode of the Grow Your Occupancy podcast is sponsored by Model 55. Model 55 provides turnkey model apartment and design solutions for senior living communities, combining quick nationwide service with deep expertise in creating model apartments. Model 55's designs are more than just aesthetically pleasing. They are strategically designed to drive occupancy and sales. From custom designs to ready-to-ship kits, Model 55 has solutions for any budget. For more information, www.model55.com. That's model55.com. Welcome to a solo episode. I do not have a guest. Today is December the 3rd, and time warps in December as we head toward the holidays, another set of holidays, and of course into the new year. So I thought I would do a series of podcasts this month that reflect on the year. I'll share any best practices that I've learned, share with you what's working well, challenges that we're still seeing, or new challenges people are coming across, and any thoughts that I feel hopefully will be helpful. Any topics that you would like me to cover, any training topics, coaching topics, marketing, sales, growing your business, please put in the comments, or you can always reach me via email at julie@growyouroccupancy.com. So let's get started. I did a keynote recently for a client called Brilliant at the Basics, which I absolutely love doing, because although the basics might sound, oh geez, I already know them, or they may sound a little boring, right? It's like, show me what's new, show me what's interesting. The basics, or the fundamentals, are the backbone of your life, your infrastructure, as I say. So if we're looking at, let's say, your business, okay, whatever your position is, you are running a business. If you have a job, a position, if you own a business, if you're regional, or you're a manager of a team or manager of yourself, you are running a business. And the basics, or that infrastructure, the core fundamentals, are the workflows, the systems, the processes, the standard operating procedures of your day-to-day, okay, based on where you want to go. In order to grow and in order to improve, those fundamentals, or basics, if you will, need to be as strong as possible. And the core fundamentals of great business, great sales, don't change. It's very much like the core fundamentals of wellness or health and exercise, let's say, or ballet. I grew up doing ballet. I taught ballet for many years. I think ballet is, I think everybody should take ballet class at one time in their life. Ballet is a fundamental of all dance. And I think that what I learned in ballet and dance has translated throughout my entire life. And in ballet, you start every single class at the bar, and it starts with plie, which is a simple bending of the knee. And to look at someone doing plies, you think, what is that? They're like bending their knees up and down. But for those of you that have ever done ballet, or have taken a class at any time of your life, you know that it's much more to it than that. And it's the positioning of your feet, positioning of the hips. It's warming up, because warming up your legs, your muscles, your tendons, your joints. It's posture. It's how you hold your body. It's how you start. It's how you present yourself to yourself how you show up to the class, how you show up to a performance. And the plie, the bending of the knee, is the literal springboard for really all of the moves. So core, whether you're a prima ballerina or brand new beginner, you're going to start doing the same core fundamental. I do an exercise method called Tracy Anderson method. And hey, if any of you do it, please let me know. I would love to hear from you because I'm a pretty devoted Tracy Anderson method exerciser. And she kind of follows along the same core fundamentals that, she's working on she's helping you work on your core fundamentals, not core stomach, but that too, but really working on micro muscles and your infrastructure, your bone structure, your tendons, working on the spine and alignment that are going to support the body and mind and spirit long term. So it's not a, hey, let's do this for 2 weeks and lose weight type of program. It's more of a long-term health kind of program. So, as I think about, sales and business, those same ideals translate well. It comes down to, I'll call like the 3 Ds, which would be decision, making a decision or deciding, determination, and discipline. Deciding what is it that you want? What do you want? Where do you want to go? What do you want in sales? And deciding on what needs to happen, or deciding that that is what you're going to do. It sounds so simple and so basic. Yeah, of course, but truly making a decision and being convicted in that decision, and then staying very determined in that decision. And along with determination comes discipline. And discipline, it can be tough. In sales, for example, the discipline of staying narrow in the activity lane, if you will. What do great salespeople need to do? They need to talk to customers, they need to plan, and they need to do follow through and follow up, and customer nurturing, and practice. That's the narrow focus, if you will, staying in one's lane. And that can be tough because there's a lot of other things that can be done, you feel need to be done in the business of senior living in a community. Those urgencies show up, and this oftentimes will show up right in front of us as salespeople, and we feel the need or the urge to go and do them instead of maybe redirecting, or maybe even redirecting ourselves. And it can be challenging. It is challenging. And it can also we can feel siloed. As we say, shut the door, make your phone calls. That can be lonely. Yes, we're on the phone. Yes, we're talking with people, but what else is going on in the community? Or if you're a sales manager, regional VP, same challenges of staying narrow and staying disciplined and staying, quote unquote, like on track. Are you on track or off track? And we're a society really of immediate gratification, and we get bored easily, and we're always looking at what's new. And with our phones and our devices, we're looking even on the news. How many of you checked that news app or your Instagram, and looking at the stories? What's new? Who posted a new photo? We just want to see what's new. And there's nothing wrong with what's new, but really when we look at what works in sales and what works in growing business, it's strong core fundamentals, or in other words, being brilliant at the basics, going back to the bar and doing plie, doing warm-ups, doing your scales, in music, or your vocal warm-ups, or if you're playing sports, you're doing the practice. You don't just go out and play a game every single time. You go and you practice, you do your drills. Those are the core fundamentals. What I see, one of the challenges that I see is that that there are a lot of distractions, and then we allow ourselves to get distracted and we get off track. We also get bored easily, so we don't stay disciplined enough and on one kind of track enough to see and test, is this, whatever it is that I'm doing, is this working? We change, we flip, we switch, we pull a lever, we move. And like a science experiment, you have to have the constant and only one variable in order to determine, is that the variable that is making, like, what is making the difference, right? Is that if you're just flipping one or more variables, and you don't see a change, or you see a change for the worse or the better, you don't know what it was exactly that caused the outcome. It is almost a daily reminder. I remind myself, what's my narrow lane? In other words, what do I need to focus on and do to grow my business, our business, the business, help the team grow, help our clients grow in their skill sets and their occupancy. How do I contribute most effectively? And that lane is narrow. And it really is like a daily discipline, a reminder of, no, it's not this, 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 or this. You've got to stay narrow. I challenge my leadership team to, think of their time. I think challenge anyone to think of your time in like a pie shape and divide your pie into 3 slices. Only 3 slices. What are the 3 areas that make most impact? In other words, on your business, where are the 3 areas that you should be in at any given time? One of these 3. Most pies, if you will, are sliced into way, way too many slices, and we're jumping around and going from one slice to another and not really completing things and staying disciplined and consistent, and we're spreading ourselves too thin. And if you spread yourself too thin or try to multitask, never going to be that great in any one area. I hope that makes sense. So kind of getting back to the 3 Ds, deciding, make a decision every day. What is it? What lane are you going to stay in? Where are you? What are you determined to do? What are you determined not to do? And staying disciplined, which is the most challenging. And it's really challenging around the holidays. And a lot of times we talk about discipline as it relates to, eating and diet and treating ourselves and all that. And the holidays can be very tough because there's so many distractions, and there's so many treats, and there's so many parties and fun things, and what the heck, right? Then we have our New Year's resolution. There's nothing wrong with going into a party and treating yourself and everything on a holiday treat. The it is important to get back on track. So it's same with work. There can be a lot of distractions at this time of year. It's so critically important to stay in the lane. And in sales, your leading measures, your phone calls, your planning, your tours, your follow-up, your follow-through, your practice, your advising your families, you're advising your customers, your clients, your outreach, same system and process, the planning, what questions do you want to ask? What do you want to learn? What message would you like them to remember? How is it best to nurture this relationship to get a referral or have that positive testimonial, right? Or positive Google review. So that's my thought for today, the 3 Ds. Decide. So, what are you deciding today? And the determination, what are you determined to do? And remind yourself of this, because we can get off track pretty easily. So what are you determined? Determination, and I think determination is an underrated quality, by the way. I would look for someone who's determined over maybe natural talent almost any day, because someone who's determined won't allow bumps in the road or those walls that go up or craters get in their way for long. You have to say, okay, it's a big crater. It literally is in our way, but how are we going to get around it? What do I need to do? That's determination. You might not know the answer, but you're asking yourself the right question, or you're challenging yourself. Okay, what do I need to do? Or what did I learn from this? Or what is this creator teaching me, right? That's just an ongoing mindset. And then the discipline. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we'll talk to you again the next episode of the Grow Your Occupancy podcast. I'm Julie Podewitz. Thanks for listening. This episode of the Grow Your Occupancy podcast is sponsored by Model 55. Model 55 provides turnkey model apartment and design solutions for senior living communities. Combining quick nationwide service with deep expertise in creating model apartments, Model 55's designs are more than just aesthetically pleasing. They are strategically designed to drive occupancy and sales. From custom designs to ready-to-ship kits, Model 55 has solutions for any budget. For more information, www.model55.com. That's model55.com.